Sorry.
That they make them come sign those things. I got them. It's a good band they got Friday night. Up there.
I didn't see who's there.
You're Darla.
Or
They're good. Or well, if it's the same people, you know how that is.
Where do they play?
Like old classic rock, if I remember right. From a monsoon Friday.
or severe storms and
Yeah.
blow everything over and out there.
I was gonna say, I saw that, I was sleeping.
It's gonna be 90 tomorrow, which that sets up the storm too.
Storms,
You
yeah.
know?
Absolutely. So how much of that, post mailbox?
And I don't know how much I just tell Jason that.
I like it. I mean, you sort of,
Took me all day, I know that.
wow. Neat. All right, well. Call the meeting to order. There is a quorum present. Approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
All in favor? Aye. Any additions or deletions?
I have none.
No public comment. Approval of the minutes of 4/9.
Make a motion, we approve those.
All in favor? Aye. Am I to understand that the board, from looking at the minutes, all seem the same?
Yep.
Yep, all right.
Yep, so that motion, Julie will have to include approving the both sets of minutes, so the
Yes.
incoming and outgoing.
Yeah, so the outgoing, we approved the incoming minutes, all in favor?
Aye.
Financial report.
Oh, you want it? You want me to read it?
Just give it, Brian,
Just-
yeah.
just give it.
I'm trying to click it open here, but it won't let me.
No, it's not there.
Oh,
Oh. Sorry about that.
oh, yeah, there's a
Wait.
little document.
No, I see, it's drop down one.
Yeah, all right, yeah, I got it.
All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, as of the month of April, as of the end of April, April 30th, 2025. General fund, we have $1,082,765.99. Capital reserve fund, $548,502.22. Building and land fund, $183,930.96. Total assets, $1,815,199.17. Liabilities in the amount of $2,008.36. Total income for the period of April 2025 was $56,650.28. Expenses were in the amount of $175,106.32.
I make a motion to approve as read.
Second.
Approval of ordinance 2012-06 to pay the bills outlined in the check register.
I'll make that motion.
All in favor? Aye. Communications, do not see anything. Staff reports, under staff reports, we have fire marshal's report.
Yeah, we're kind of busy again in the month of April. There were 4 building permits issued. Fees charged were the amount of $1,903. Fees collected in the amount of $200. Okay.
Questions about that?
What was it, Brian?
So we got a remodel going on. They're adding to the Vet Tech building phase 2, which is a classroom addition there. The City of Hillsborough Public Works building. Rain Tree Church is getting a new fire alarm, and Taco Tequila added a space.
A little bar around the corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fight Club.
Fire chief's report. Fight Club, yeah.
First night.
First time,
Okay.
oh, wow.
All right, for the month of April 2025, we had 128 calls for service. It was again a busy month, although it seemed slow compared to March because we ran 187 calls in March. So we did have several tornado-related responses down at Potosi. That poor town got hit twice, and we sent crews down there both times. Everybody did an excellent job, as always. Grant updates, Jefferson Foundation grant, the district did apply for new EMS bags and we were rejected. I kind of expected that. I think Jason probably did too. We have been given a lot of money by that foundation. It's probably time that somebody else got it. So we'll try again next go around for that, which will be the summer round and then awarded in November, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
We got like 3 in a row.
Yeah.
I would expect.
So. AFG. All grants are just completely up in the air right now. The president's proposed budget to Congress included some very steep cuts to FEMA in his wishes to do away with FEMA at the end of the day, internal disaster responses over to the state. There's no telling if AFG will ever be refunded in that, not refunded, but relocated in the upcoming budget year or not. So that is a huge source of money that we here at the Hillsborough Fire District were very, very successful in obtaining funds from the Safer Grant, from the AFG equipment grant. I mean, to the tune of probably $1.5 to $2 million over the life of the grants out there. So it's going to be a big hit to fire departments across the nation if they are able to fund that moving forward. So if you know your governor or know your representatives or anybody that has pull, give them a call and ask that to get funded again. Firehouse subs grant kind of looks like most all that equipment's going to be in. Jason's working with Firehouse subs up there in South County. We're going to take all the equipment up there, do a photo op with them, and we'll PR thing with Firehouse subs. Then we'll get all that equipment trained on and in service. Still continuing with the Lexapool policy rewrite. We're just trying to get things done. It's just not happening very quickly anymore, but we're getting there. I don't have any update on the stoplight. They have, I believe, awarded some bids for some of the grant process through the city for the first phase of the TAP grants. So they're working through all of that. And I know just having conversations with Jason, they are going to try to include fixing that light in the grant, or if not, we'll do some sort of explore with the city to get that done and taken care of. New update on the ladder truck. They pushed it back a couple of weeks now, so we're looking at delivery on, they moved it forward, I should have said, on the 26th of November. So that's when it looks like it'll be here. So that could obviously change between now and then. I don't believe we've been notified of any sort of pre-construction type of conference yet or
Brad said we should be expecting our first pictures anytime.
Okay.
So he said the chassis has got to be under construction right now, so.
Yeah. The facilities, the annex building planning project is continuing. We shared the preliminary design from Steve Bacon with you guys last month. I do have one further update, but I left that under old business since that's still up in the air, so we'll get to that then. We talked about the container that we had to order. So we got that. Still working with the building committee, and I had a conversation with Dave Stark today. We're kind of ready to start rolling on the wall removal back here. There's a few logistical items, like moving the ice machine. We budgeted and it was approved in this year's budget, to pay SMCI, I think it was like $1,200 or $1,100 to remove the furnaces up high, the furnace in the back, and all that stuff. If you guys are all right with that, pull the trigger, give Caleb a call, and we'll get all that here in the next couple of months. So, we are still working on getting 6516 in service. It is on right now, being getting the logo put on it, the vinyl images in. We had a slight issue and a snafu that has put us behind a couple of weeks. Wireless USA, who installed the radio, decided to drill 3-inch, 2-inch, 3-inch self-tappers right through the back of the cab of the truck. So we had 5 bolts sticking out of the back of the cab of the truck. So I called Dale up there, the manager, told him that is not acceptable. He said, get some bids, get it fixed, we'll take care of it. So we took it over to Gerber Auto Repair. They had the best bid that would fix it to the best of the ability. So they fixed it up. It was only like $375. So I'm gonna get a hold of Dale. We'll work out the details of maybe a bill credit or something to account for that damage with all that. They also installed a lot of stuff in locations that were not practical for the headsets and things like that. So they are redoing that as well. So that's been kind of a mess over the past 3 weeks dealing with all that. So I wasn't too happy, but it is what it is. Crews are working this week with the training academy, doing some hose line stretches. We've got the old Lagori property, the old
Printing center. The
printing
printing building.
center, for I guess that was for the nuns back in the day and all that, wasn't it?
I know they used to print Bibles and pamphlets there.
Yeah, it used to
Catholic
be
Church,
recorded
so,
press and-
doing some hose line stretches and working up there with the training academy. We're rolling hardcore with lots of community service and public relations events. We were up spraying the kids down today at field day and all kinds of good stuff. Still working on a CERT class with the college, and there are a couple of blood drives coming up as well. Wanted to point out, and I recommend you guys clicking on that link if you can, and reading some of the legislation in the state of Missouri that affects the fire service. For the most part, it's been a fairly positive session that has been not hurtful to the fire service. In fact, there's some pretty good things that I think are getting ready to pass that I believe we need to keep on the radar. One of the things that I am most excited about that I believe will probably pass, I think it's in Senate Bill 71 that is on the governor's desk or almost at the governor's desk, but they have included the fire service for the Wayfair tax. So that initial Wayfair tax, which is taxes on out-of-state purchases, internet purchases, and things like that, only included counties and municipalities. So that could be huge moving forward. We have to go to the vote of the people, but that would be a huge selling point to lower property tax rates. Big chunk of money to help out, so we'll have to see how that plays. Other thing that they are doing along with the Wayfair tax is they are raising the percentage of sales tax that we can ask the public for too. Currently it's 0.5%, they're going up to 1%. So there's options there. Maybe in the future, you know, we got a property tax increase, we can come close to eliminating that pretty quickly if see how things go with that moving forward in the next couple of years, because once that catches wind, everybody's going to want to go for it. So they have to be
Right.
out in the forefront for it. So yeah, see, that's all I have under that.
Okay, so got no shop shirt report.
I did not hear anything.
Okay, under old business, the annex program.
Yeah, so we are currently working with Steve Bacon on kind of the next step. I did have one of the members of the building committee request that we had a couple of windows in there probably a very good idea, the ventilated gym area and all that, so it doesn't, smell like sweaty socks. And he is working on acquiring a, MEP engineer, so we can get the, mechanical electrical plumbing engineer lined out for that project. I was hoping to have that done by this board meeting. Shooting for June now to see if we can be ready to go out for bid on that project. That remodel by June. Don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I don't anticipate any sort of a start time until probably later this year or early the following year, but we'll kind of see where that, goes from here. So waiting for him to start here as well too, so.
I did notice that you got a report on the building foundation. I just thought about that.
I don't,
Okay.
I haven't heard a word. Last time I heard, I think you weren't at the last board meeting, but I talked to Josh in late March. And he's waiting for dry weeks. To get it done.
Good luck with that, you know?
That's what I said, so I'm guessing we're gonna be into the summertime now, but we'll see. I'll have to give Josh a call here and I'll try to get an update for you guys.
All right, new business, the insurance renewal.
We kind of discussed this a little bit last month. Gary, you weren't here, so I'll kind of fill you in. It's a hit, 20.7% increase on our health insurance. We went out for bid. You can see the analysis form that is attached there that Norm did. None of those other plans can touch what we're paying, even with this 20% increase. And in all fairness, Norm did propose a gap plan to where we buy up the deductible to a really high rate and then get gap insurance to cover, basically keep the employees' cost, but it's only gonna save us 5% on that 20.7%. I don't think the time, effort, and administrative headache that could cause, in my opinion, is worth it. I'm not about getting worse benefits for our employees or making it harder for them to file any sort of a medical claim. I think, you guys all know my situation with as hard as this job is and as dangerous as this job is, we ought to ensure our employees have the best medical insurance possible. So it's gonna stink moving forward. We did have a family removed off the plan though, which did help and help contain the cost a little bit. So my recommendation is we renew with the chamber plan. Just to have it in the minutes too, I reached out to the IFF, the 2665's guy, and he never even called us back, so.
Well,
They're
Let's see,
they're
really,
broker and they're-
Huh?
Yeah, the union's
guy did-
healthcare plan, their broker, right, who I called and talked to, and he said, yeah, some of your renewal from the chamber. Never called me back, so.
all right, well, I make a move to renew the medical plan.
I second.
All in favor, aye. Short-term insurance renewal.
That's the only good news, bit of good news in all of this today is, they've done another guaranteed, 2-year rate on our short-term and long-term disability insurance, so there's gonna be no change in the cost of all of that, so I'm obviously recommending we
Make a motion.
renew the hard.
Yeah, let's make a motion. Yeah, all in favor, aye. All right, IT issues, wow, okay.
It's been a great week in the IT department. Let me tell you. I will start off by accident that I found out, NEC, National Electric Corporation, who maintains our, phone server, not maintains it, but that's who our, stuff is through, has discontinued on-premise phone systems. As of March 31st of 2026, sounds like a long time away, but it's really not. They are discontinuing software assurance, support, updates, and anything on our phone server here at the firehouse. So Something goes wrong with our phones. That's it. We get struck by lightning, we're gonna be forced to do something anyway. So that's problem number one. Problem number two is our server is reaching its end of life again. I have been through one server crash here after a strike of lightning, and I never wanna go through that ever again. So that was back in 2018, so we're reaching that 7-8 year point of where the server, gotta start thinking about replacing that server here soon. Windows 10 is discontinuing support at the end of this year, so there's no more security updates, no more patches, no more anything on any Windows 10 devices. Most Windows 10 devices are upgradable to Windows 11, except for two of our computers, which aren't upgradable due to the processor that is in it. And one of them is 11 years old. So we are looking at having to replace two computers after we just replaced this one, which finally got replaced today. You guys see that? To show you that computer we got today, it's this big. It's crazy. Anyway, I digress. Sorry. We are also starting to have, I don't want to say major, I think we've been very, very lucky and fortunate with them. Minor issues with the laptops and all of the trucks. Lots of the screens have the images burned into them, and they are 5 years old now, probably.
2020, yeah.
So they are going to quickly reach the end of their lifespan on those as well too. And when we're in need of one right now for the new truck that we got in. I have a lot of heartburn about keeping computers in all of our trucks due to the cost. It's about $4,000 for one of those tablets. So I've done a ton of research. We can get iPads, get the same thing, accomplish the same thing for just a fraction of the cost, $700-800 for the iPad versus $4,000 for all of that. So we're facing some pretty serious IT stuff here, unfortunately, moving forward, which is going to here's where we're at. We have the option of waiting for stuff to break.
I don't do that.
And I don't advocate that at all. We're just starting to bite the bullet and get it taken care of. I don't know what else
Start buying stuff.
to do. So
I think the iPads are a good idea.
yes,
Simpler all the way around.
we're to leave computers in me and Jason's car. Because from a command standpoint of view, there are times on an emergency scene where we need computers versus an iPad, emails or other things going on with all of that. So my plan with the MBT is not to go out and just buy all new iPads all at once. I want to start with buying a couple of them, and then as they go out in the future, the MBTs will just replace it with an iPad instead of that. I can't justify going out and buying 12 iPads right now, right off the bat or whatever that is. Just replace.
Get 3 or 4 at a time.
Yeah. But that's gonna save quite a bit of money. Two things I want to do, or we need to do as well too. We need to install it's called a F-Link router in his vehicle and in the new 6516. I'm using Beam for drone operations on the scene, and we can turn our vehicles basically into a mesh network per se, to where people can tag onto the Wi-Fi. That's a relatively inexpensive cost, $27. But I did get some hard number quotes back from FeatherShark today, and I know I'm talking a lot about this, but the server upgrade to do away with the premise server and go to a cloud server, never have to worry about that ever again. Is $10,724.98 initial upfront. Brand new server, if it crashes, is $15,000. But there are monthly reoccurring cost with that, around $655 a month. So it's gonna increase our IT costs. The phone system. It's $5,357.84. It's a monthly recurring cost of about $284.85. Now we'll be able to cancel charter, save some money there, so we won't need the charter side of things for that. And it is to replace the 2 more computers that have to be replaced, $2,579.98. Plus whatever those iPads, that's 18,000 some odd dollars. I don't wanna spend, but I don't know what else to do at this point in time with.
So I'm replacing.
I don't see any other way.
You want some of this now, or are you not ready for that yet?
Well, we need to start.
Then let's make a motion that you proceed as necessary.
Right, I get it. We got the,
Let's see. Yeah, I guess you got the workout bid equipment.
That's Jason.
We got 9 bids back. Varying, some met the request, others did not meet the request. Problem being, well, I'll say one example. One of the bids came back in with everything we asked for, but it was $21,000 over budget.
Oh,
So one of the committee talked about it. One company came in so low, but it did not have a treadmill or a rowing machine on it. So did a little research, found a treadmill and a rowing machine on sale at a local retailer. Basically adding that to their bid, we came in $2.12 under budget and got every piece of equipment that the guys had asked for. So the recommendation of the committee was to go with the Titan bid at Titan and Dick's Sporting Goods.
right,
For a combined total of $27,992.88. Again, leaving $2.12. And that was the Jefferson Foundation grants. More than likely, what she'll tell me to do, like she did last time, go buy a box of Band-Aids to finish it off. She doesn't like to get any money back. So.
cool. I'll make a motion.
There is a stipulation on that if tonight the treadmill and all that are no longer on sale at Dick's, they have to go back to the drawing board.
Right.
So we don't have extra money to throw at this right now. Now with this disaster that has come up this week, so.
Sure, all right. Get it, there's.
yeah, do what you can do. And then you have the Assure Hire background check.
We need a new company to do our background checks, and I would like to go with Assure Hire. Julie is the one that did all the research. He came up with that recommendation, so she would like to speak on that.
Yeah, Julie?
I reached out to 4 or 5 companies. Assure Hire was the only one that would give me the time of day and actually listen to what we were looking for. Another guy did reach out and he's, well, check out our website. And so that's no bueno. So I spoke with the lady with Assure Hire. She can get us everything that we're looking for as far as background checks. Not only new hires, but annually for everyone. And it's about $40 per check. We can do it individually, we can do a bulk background, it's just however we want to do it. So, I believe we looked and the $40 comes in a couple of dollars cheaper than what the previous company was that was used. So I recommend them, they were very nice.
Go for it, I make a motion.
Second. Let's see. Do we have a closed session?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
People are in the area.
Closed section. We have a quorum, what do you got? Closed session. And resume our normal business. And since there is no business before the board, I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.